Have you ever seen a place so strange, it feels like it's from another planet? From glowing lakes and underwater cities to villages full of dolls, today, we're exploring 10 of the strangest places on Earth that will make you question reality itself. Get ready to travel beyond the ordinary, because you won't believe these places actually exist. See in black and white, or a place where women are completely forbidden from entering. How about a town where residents shop or bathe naked in a public pool? Well, these places don't just exist, they're real. In this new video from HH Global, we'll take you to discover the 10 strangest, most mysterious and illogical places on Earth. From villages ruled by scarecrows to cities built beneath active volcanoes, neighborhoods made of trash, inhabited by recyclers and communities that live permanently underground. Prepare your mind, because what you're about to see will leave you speechless. Prepare yourself a cup of hot cocoa, get comfortable on a good sofa, and join us to discover fascinating things. All right, let's get started right now. Nagoro, Japan, the Scarecrow Village. Scarecrows are structures placed on farms to deter birds and other animals from landing on crops. They're common in many rural places around the world, but nowhere are they as common as in this small Japanese village Nagoro located in Japan's Tokushima prefecture. Nagoro is famously known as the Scarecrow Village for good reason. Believe it or not, the residents decided to replace nearly the entire population of the village with life-sized scarecrows. That's why, quite literally, no matter where you look in this town, a scarecrow seems to be watching you. They're everywhere. According to sources, there are more than 300 of them. Considering how small and remote the village is, you can imagine just how eerie that must feel. You're probably wondering, how did all this start? What was the reason? According to our research, it all began with a woman named Tsukimi Ayano. Ayano was born in Nagoro, a once lively village full of young people. In her youth, she moved to Osaka, one of Japan's largest and most cosmopolitan cities, to study and work. Years later, after her mother passed away in 2002, she returned to the village to care for her father. But by then, Nagoro had become a shadow of its former self. The young people had moved to the cities, and deaths far outnumbered births in the peaceful village. She began growing her own vegetables, and soon noticed that crows were destroying and eating everything. So she made a scarecrow and placed it in her garden. To her surprise, neighbors walking by would wave at the scarecrow, thinking it was her father. That's when she had an idea that would transform the village. As more people died or left Nagoro, she would create scarecrows to replace them life-size dolls that resembled those who were gone. And so what began with 1 or 2 scarecrows turned into hundreds, scattered all over the village. Today, the population of Nagoro is estimated to be fewer than 50 people, but the scarecrows remain alive in a way, and they haven't left. In the village school, which closed in 2012, there's even a classroom full of them. You'll find them decorating different parts of town, 3 gathered at the base of a telephone pole, 1 fishing by the river, and even a group sitting at a bus stop. Nagoro has become something of a ghost town, and the most unsettling part is it's now one of the biggest tourist attractions in this part of Japan. Coober Pedy, Australia, the town that lives underground. Coober Pedy is a curious little town located in the heart of the desert in southern Australia that quite literally lives up to its name. Coober Pedy comes from an Aboriginal phrase meaning white man in a hole, and nothing could describe it better. With just over 2,000 residents, this small town is famous for one unique feature: most of its inhabitants live underground. Originally a mining settlement known for opal extraction, thousands of holes and tunnels were dug over the years in search of this precious gem. But when it came time to settle and build homes, the locals made use of those old mining shafts to create underground houses and businesses. Today in Coober Pedy, you can find just about everything below the surface: fully equipped homes, shops, restaurants, and even a church carved directly into the rock. At first glance, it might seem eccentric, but in reality, it makes perfect sense. In this desert region, surface temperatures can easily exceed 40 degrees Celsius in summer, making life above ground nearly unbearable. Underground, however, the temperature stays consistently pleasant year-round, around 22 degrees Celsius. Modern ventilation systems have also been installed to keep the air circulating, preventing any sense of being confined. What may seem like a strange lifestyle to outsiders is, for the people of Coober Pedy, simply a clever way to adapt to the harsh environment of the Australian desert. Cap d'Agde de France, naked even at the supermarket. Cap d'Agde, a coastal town in southern France, is known worldwide as one of the largest and most emblematic naturist centers on the planet. In this unique town, living without clothes is not only accepted, but completely normalized. From supermarkets, restaurants, and public pools to its famous beaches, everything is adapted for those who prefer to live naturally. The naturist area of Cap d'Agde functions as a closed and secure community where both residents and visitors can carry out their daily activities without the need to wear clothes. Shopping, dining out, or simply enjoying nightlife is done with total freedom in an atmosphere of respect and coexistence. This way of life is so integrated that, interestingly, wearing clothes in this environment can be seen as out of place. For many visitors, this town represents an experience of total freedom. However, this same freedom has led to criticism and comparisons with places of excess like a modern Sodom and Gomorrah. Beyond naturism, Cap d'Agde is also known for attracting a liberal audience with numerous swingers clubs, themed hotels, and events that openly celebrate eroticism. This mix of naturism and liberal atmosphere has made Cap d'Agde a unique destination, controversial for some, but fascinating for others. According to many of its inhabitants, what defines this place is not just nudity or sexual freedom, but deep mutual respect and acceptance of diversity. A corner of the world where social norms are reinvented and freedom is lived literally without restrictions. Pingalap, Micronesia, the island where they see in black and white. Pingalap is a remote island belonging to the state of Pohnpei in Micronesia, an island where for a large part of its population, colors do not exist, a place where more than 10% of its people see in black and white. It may seem like science fiction, but the world is really surprising, and that's why we love creating and bringing you such interesting videos. So if you're not subscribed to HH Global, do it now. This island is famous in the scientific world because it is the place where the highest number of people suffer from an extreme form of colorblindness, called achromatopsia, a rare genetic disease that prevents distinguishing colors. That is why many know this island as the island of the colorblind. If you ever get the chance to visit Pingalap or any other islands in Micronesia, you will surely be surprised by its beauty and nature, its beautiful landscapes and turquoise waters, or its extraordinary marine world. A reality that makes this problem even sadder for the people of Pingalap, since despite living in a natural wonder full of colors, more than 10% of the 250 inhabitants of this island see life in black and white. Worldwide, it is estimated that this disease affects 0.03% of the population, or in other words, 3 people out of every 100,000, while in Pingalap, statistics estimate that between 10 and 30% of the population are carriers, meaning that between 10 and 30 people out of every 100 on this island suffer from this disease. And as almost always in life, mysteries are made to be solved, and usually there is a reason for these surprising figures. According to the investigation we have done to understand this cause, we must go back to the year 1775. That year, a typhoon named Lienkieki devastated this island, and only 20 people survived among them. The tribal leader named Nahanwarki Wananised, who is believed to have suffered from this rare disease of achromatopsia. To revive the island, the leader decided to have many descendants, so much so that it is believed that all those currently affected have Nanwarki Wananised as a relative. No changes were noticed until the 4th generation, when achromatopsia appeared in part of the population, a problem that increased in the 6th generation and continued until today. Thus, thanks to this original inbreeding by the ancient leader of Pingalap, the island is one of the most attractive places in the world for genetic experts. But apparently, seeing in black and white also has its advantages for the inhabitants of this island, especially at night. According to many of them, in the darkness, this rare disease gives them better vision, helping them fish much better than during the day. If you want to know more details about this island and other curiosities of Micronesia, like the use of ants for female stimulation in intimate relations, don't miss the video we made weeks ago on the channel and follow this one. Mount Athos, Greece, the region forbidden to women and female animals. If there is a place in the world where it is forbidden to enter, if you are a woman, that place is here. Although it may surprise anyone, Mount Athos, known as the monastic Republic of Mount Athos, is a peninsula and an autonomous region of Greece where not only women are forbidden to enter, but also any female animals. As strange and crazy as it may seem, various signs indicate this warning, both at the border of this peninsula and in different parts of this mysterious region. To better understand this reality, we must begin by knowing the history of this place. located on the Athos Peninsula. Mount Athos is home to 20 monasteries. Considered one of the most important centers of the Orthodox religion, it has been a refuge for monks and a place of pilgrimage for more than 1,000 years. It is from this cult that the strict prohibition of entry for women known as avaton derives. This rule has been in effect for more than 1,000 years and is based on Orthodox religious tradition and the monastic laws of the place. The main reason why women or female animals are not allowed in the region is to preserve the monastic and spiritual environment. According to the monks, the presence of women could distract the monks from their life dedicated to prayer meditation and monastic work. Furthermore, Mount Athos is considered a garden of the Virgin Mary, and according to tradition, she is the only woman who resides there in spirit. Allowing other women to enter is considered an act of dishonor toward this devotion. The prohibition is so deeply rooted in the traditions and laws governing Mount Athos that it has been recognized and protected by Greek laws and international treaties. Access to Mount Athos is strictly regulated and controlled. Men who wish to visit it, only men must obtain a special permit known as a diamanatirion. This permit is limited in number and length of stay. Women cannot obtain this permit because their entry is strictly forbidden and associated with serious penalties and risks. If a woman attempts to enter this region, she risks facing legal consequences, and in some cases, even physical ones. And although it may sound insane, besides women as mentioned, female animals are also prohibited from entering Mount Athos. This restriction is based on the belief that both women and female animals could disturb the sacred and monastic environment. This practice reflects an aspect of Orthodox theology that emphasizes purity and spiritual focus within monastic spaces, thus preserving an atmosphere of devotion and contemplation that has characterized Mount Athos for centuries. Although I'm sure for many, these restrictions seem more like senseless madness, probably also due to dark beliefs in the minds of some of these monks. What do you think of this reality? We'd love to read your thoughts in the comments. Longyearbyen, Norway, the town where it is forbidden to die. Longyearbyen is the largest city and administrative center of the Svalbard archipelago, located in the Norwegian Arctic. It is known for being one of the northernmost settlements in the world. The extreme climatic conditions and total darkness during the winter months, along with constant daylight in the summer, make Longyearbyen a fascinating and challenging place to live. The most peculiar thing about Longyearbyen is that it is forbidden to die here. Surely you wonder what the crazy reason could be, but as you will see, everything makes much more sense than it seems. It all comes down to the permafrost. Permafrost is a layer or stratum of soil that remains permanently frozen for at least 2 consecutive years. This freezing mainly occurs in cold regions of the world where soil temperatures stay below the freezing point of water 0 degrees Celsius for most of the year, even in summer. In this region, the ground stays frozen year-round. Due to these constant low temperatures, bodies do not decompose as they would in warmer climates. This poses a potential public health risk if these deceased bodies are not properly handled. Therefore, seriously ill or dying people have to be evacuated from this settlement in the Norwegian Svalbard Islands and taken to the mainland to receive appropriate medical care. Besides this peculiarity, Longyearbyen is also known for housing the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, the most important seed bank on the planet and for humanity. This underground refuge protects an invaluable genetic diversity of crops from around the world, ensuring the preservation of these species against possible natural disasters or conflicts, including a potential apocalypse. Miyakojima, Japan. The island that lives on an active volcano. Miyakojima is a volcanic island located in Japan, known worldwide for one unique and chilling characteristic. Its inhabitants live under the constant threat of an active volcano that regularly emits toxic gases. Far from abandoning the island, the residents have chosen to adapt to this extreme reality by incorporating the use of gas masks into their daily lives as an essential survival tool. In 2000, a massive volcanic eruption forced the complete evacuation of the island. For 5 years, Miyakojima remained uninhabited. It wasn't until 2005 that residents began to return, prepared with new strategies to coexist with the danger. Since then, wearing gas masks has become a daily routine, especially when sulfur dioxide levels rise. This measure not only protects their health, but has become a symbol of the community's resilience and commitment. Living on Miyakojima means following strict safety protocols, staying informed about volcanic activity, and being ready to evacuate in case of emergency. The island stands as a living testimony to human capacity to adapt to hostile environments through practical and innovative solutions. Miyakojima is not just a place of geological risk, it is also a story of resistance, community unity, and deep love for the land they call home. Munshiat Nasir, Egypt, a city made of trash and trash collectors. If there is a place Egyptians are not particularly proud of, it is surely the city of Munshiat Nasir. What is strange, however, is that there are impressive things its inhabitants should actually be proud of. Located on the outskirts of Cairo, Egypt, Munshiat Nasir is commonly known as the Garbage City, and for reasons you can imagine, it carries that name. In this city, piles of garbage are literally found on almost every street in every corner or nook you look at. At first glance, it even seems like the buildings are made of trash and plastics stacked without any order or sense. But the reason is simple: most of Cairo's garbage, Cairo being the capital of Egypt, with more than 20 million inhabitants, is transported here. Munshiat Nasir is home to about 250,000 people, mainly Zabalines or garbage collectors, whose main occupation is collecting the city's garbage and bringing it to their homes to sort, recycle, or sell on second-hand markets. The impressive fact is that statistics show nearly 90% of all Cairo's garbage is fully recycled and then sold by this small community. To compare, the recycling rate in the United States is below 35%. So many countries could take note of Munshiat Nasir's reality. Although the city looks desolate, its residents are quite content with their lives and don't seem to want to change anything, because not only do they live in the trash, but they also live off it, and through recycling, they make the environment more sustainable. Villa Las Estrellas, Antarctica. Villa Las Estrellas is a small and extraordinary Chilean community considered the only permanent civilian settlement in Antarctica. Founded in 1984, it is located on King George Island and is part of the Presidente Eduardo Frei Montalva base, one of the main human settlements on the frozen continent. Despite the extreme conditions, temperatures below zero, almost all year, biting winds, and deep isolation, Villa Las Estrellas has surprisingly basic infrastructure: a school, a small hospital, a post office, a church, and even an indoor sports area. Its existence serves not only scientific purposes, but also strategic ones, as part of Chile's sovereign presence in Antarctica. Families living there usually stay between 1 and 2 years, adapting to an environment that challenges both body and mind. Space is limited, so it's common for some people to share beds or bathrooms, and showers rarely last more than 90 seconds to save hot water. In this corner of the world, comfort and privacy are sacrificed in the name of science and exploration. Villa Las Estrellas is not just an experiment in human endurance in one of the harshest places on the planet, but also a symbol of determination, cooperation, and the human desire to inhabit even the most remote edges of the earth. Whittier, Alaska, a whole town locked inside a giant building. Whittier is a town in Alaska that has earned a spot on this list as an enigma hidden among mountains and the icy waters of the North Pacific. This small town houses most of its residents inside a single massive concrete structure, a monstrous building called Baggage Towers. Built in the 1950s as a military stronghold, it has 14 floors that not only provide homes for all the town's residents, but also contain a complex network of essential services, from apartments to shops, a post office, a church, and even a small hospital. Baggage Towers has thus become a small, urban universe where life and community intertwine in a reality unique in the world. The choice for more than 90% of Whittier's population to live under one roof was driven by the fury of Alaska's extreme climate. In this place, where winter reigns with blizzards and freezing temperatures, often below 50 degrees Celsius below zero, mobility and basic comforts like heating and hot water were becoming impossible, threatening the survival of the population. That's why the entire town decided to move to Baggage Towers with the aim of facing the hardships of the Arctic environment while maintaining a vital connection and a sense of community, marking Whittier as the perfect place to survive and coexist in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. Considering this lifestyle and everything you've learned so far, can you imagine living in a place like this, and which of these destinations has impressed you the most? And where would you like to spend some time, and why? Pause the video and leave us a comment. Now that you're part of HH Global, you know this is the best way to support us, so we can keep making videos as interesting as this every week, so thank you. From all of us at HH Global, we hope this journey through some of the strangest and most mysterious places on the planet has been as exciting for you as it has been for us. Thinking about this and the effort it takes to create these videos, we'd love for you to leave us a like and your comment. You know, it's the best way to help us. If you enjoyed this video and aren't subscribed yet, don't wait any longer, subscribe now, and hit the bell so you don't miss the fascinating videos we make every week. Videos like this one, which you can enjoy now, to discover another of the planet's most fascinating corners. Don't miss out and explore the wonders this place has to offer you. There are extraordinary places on Earth that challenge our sense of reality, from Nagoro in Japan, where life-sized scarecrows outnumber the living, to Kuberpedi in Australia, a desert town where residents live underground to escape extreme heat. In France, Cap d'Agde is a famous naturist community where nudity is normal even in supermarkets, while Pingalep Island in Micronesia is home to many colorblind inhabitants due to a rare genetic trait. Mount Athos in Greece forbids women and female animals to preserve its monastic purity, and Longyearbyen in Norway bans dyeing within its permafrost-bound soil. Japan's Miyakojima Island thrives despite toxic volcanic gases, with locals wearing gas masks daily. Manshiat Nasir in Egypt is a city built around garbage recycling, boasting one of the highest recycling rates globally. Villa Las Estrellas in Antarctica is a rare civilian settlement enduring harsh polar conditions, and Whittier, Alaska houses nearly all its residents inside a single massive building to withstand the brutal cold. Each of these places highlights unique human adaptations, traditions, and curiosities that make our planet endlessly fascinating. The world is full of mysteries, some beautiful, some bizarre, and some that still can't be explained. Which of these strange places amazed you the most? Tell us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more mind-blowing discoveries from around the world. Until next time, keep exploring because our planet never stops surprising us. Thanks for watching. Like, comments, and share.